Are good vibes always as harmless as they seem? You've probably encountered people who radiate positivity, but what if that sunny exterior is hiding something sinister? Today, we're peeling back the layers of those seemingly perfect individuals who always exude good vibes. It's time to uncover the potential dangers lurking beneath their cheerful facade. This isn't about paranoia, it's about recognizing that not everything that glitters is gold. So, let's dive into the unsettling truth behind those who appear too good to be true. Before we jump into our list, let's clarify what we mean by someone with good vibes. These are the people who always seem upbeat, optimistic, and full of positive energy. They're the ones who never seem to have a bad day, always have a kind word for everyone, and appear to float through life on a cloud of perpetual happiness. On the surface, they seem like ideal friends, partners, or colleagues. But as we'll soon discover, there can be a darker side to this constant positivity. It's important to note that not everyone who exhibits positive traits is hiding something negative. Many genuinely kind and optimistic people exist. However, in some cases, an overly positive exterior can be a mask for deeper issues or manipulative behaviors. Our goal here is to help you recognize potential red flags and protect yourself from those who might use good vibes as a tool for deception or manipulation. Now let's explore the 9 reasons why you might want to be cautious around someone who always radiates good vibes. 1. The art of manipulation. Good vibes can be a powerful tool in the hands of a skilled manipulator. These individuals use their apparent positivity to influence others, often for their own benefit. It's a subtle form of emotional manipulation that can be hard to spot. Here's how it works. The good vibes person creates an environment of constant positivity around them. They're always supportive, always encouraging. This makes you feel good when you're around them. Over time, you start to associate them with these positive feelings, and that's when the manipulation begins. They might use guilt trips disguised as positivity. I know you can do better, I believe in you. This puts pressure on you to meet their expectations. Or they could use their good vibes to dismiss your concerns. Don't worry about that, just focus on the positive. This can make you doubt your own feelings and perceptions. Research in social psychology has shown that people are more likely to comply with requests from those they like. A manipulator with good vibes takes advantage of this by making themselves extremely likable. They then use this goodwill to influence your decisions or behaviors. 2. The illusion of depth. We often associate positivity with wisdom and emotional intelligence, but sometimes constant good vibes can be a smokescreen for a lack of depth. These individuals might use generic positive statements to avoid engaging in meaningful conversations or addressing complex issues. Think about the last time you had a deep, thought-provoking conversation with the good vibes person in your life. Was it truly insightful, or did they stick to surface-level platitudes? Did they offer unique perspectives, or just rehash common motivational quotes? This lack of depth can be particularly dangerous in leadership positions. A study published in the Harvard Business Review found that leaders who can't or won't engage with complex emotions and situations often struggle to make effective decisions and build strong teams. Moreover, always focusing on the positive can lead to a simplified view of the world. It ignores the nuances and complexities that make up real life. This can result in poor problem-solving skills and an inability to deal with life's inevitable challenges. 3. The erosion of boundaries. Good vibes people often pride themselves on being open, friendly, and always available. While this might seem admirable at first, it can lead to a dangerous erosion of personal boundaries. They might overshare personal information, expect the same from you, or have difficulty respecting others' need for space. This boundary-blurring behavior can be particularly problematic in professional settings. A boss who's always positive might expect employees to be available 24/7 or share personal details they're not comfortable revealing. They might disguise this boundary violation as team building or creating a positive work culture. In personal relationships, a good vibes person might use their apparent openness to pry into your life. They might ask invasive questions and act hurt if you don't want to share, manipulating you with statements like, "I thought we were close," or "I'm just trying to be supportive." Psychologists emphasize the importance of healthy boundaries for mental well-being. A study in the Journal of Marital and Family Therapy found that individuals who maintain clear personal boundaries report higher levels of self-esteem and lower levels of depression and anxiety. 4. The avoidance of responsibility. One of the most insidious aspects of the good vibes persona is how it can be used to avoid taking responsibility. These individuals might use their positive attitude as a shield against accountability, deflecting criticism, or refusing to acknowledge when they've made a mistake. When confronted with their errors, they might respond with phrases like, "Let's not focus on the negative," or "Everything happens for a reason." This toxic positivity prevents them from learning from their mistakes and can be incredibly frustrating for those around them. In a professional context, this avoidance of responsibility can have serious consequences. A manager who always maintains good vibes might fail to address performance issues or make necessary tough decisions. This can lead to a dysfunctional work environment where real problems are swept under the rug. Research in organizational psychology has shown that leaders who take responsibility for their actions, including their mistakes, are more respected and effective. A study published in the Leadership Quarterly found that leaders who admitted to mistakes were perceived as more authentic and trustworthy by their teams. 5. The suppression of negative emotions. While positivity can be beneficial, an overemphasis on good vibes can lead to the unhealthy suppression of negative emotions. These individuals might not only avoid their own negative feelings, but also discourage others from expressing theirs. This suppression can have serious psychological consequences. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals who habitually suppress their emotions are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and even physical health problems. Moreover, by insisting on constant positivity, good vibes people can invalidate the experiences of those around them. If you're going through a tough time, hearing "just think positive" or "good vibes only" can feel dismissive and isolating. This emotional suppression can also hinder personal growth. Negative emotions, when acknowledged and processed healthily, can provide valuable insights and motivate us to make positive changes in our lives. Be wary of those who never seem to have a bad day or who shut down any expression of negative emotions. True emotional intelligence involves acknowledging and dealing with the full spectrum of human emotions, not just the positive ones. 6. The projection of perfection. People who constantly radiate good vibes often project an image of perfection. They seem to have it all together: the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect life. But this projection can be harmful, both to themselves and to others. For the good vibes person, maintaining this perfect image can be exhausting. They may feel pressure to always be on, never showing any cracks in their positive facade. This can lead to burnout and a disconnect from their authentic self. For those around them, this projection of perfection can trigger feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. You might find yourself wondering, "Why can't I be that happy all the time?" Or, "What's wrong with me that I can't maintain such a positive outlook?" A study in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology found that exposure to idealized images on social media was linked to increased depression and decreased self-esteem. While this study focused on social media, the same principle can apply to real-life interactions with good vibes people who always seem perfect. 7. The denial of reality. One of the most dangerous aspects of the good vibes mentality is its potential to lead to a denial of reality. In their quest to maintain positivity, these individuals might ignore or downplay serious problems, both in their own lives and in the world around them. This denial can manifest in various ways. They might refuse to acknowledge systemic issues like racism or inequality, insisting that if everyone just stayed positive, the world would be a better place. Or they might ignore red flags in their personal relationships, choosing to focus on the good vibes instead of addressing problematic behaviors. In extreme cases, this denial of reality can veer into magical thinking or even cult-like behavior. They might believe that positive thoughts alone can cure diseases or bring about miraculous changes in their lives. While optimism can be beneficial, it needs to be balanced with realism. A study published in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that while optimists initially feel better when faced with negative feedback, they are less likely to take corrective action, potentially leading to worse outcomes in the long run. Be cautious of those who consistently deny or minimize real problems in favor of maintaining good vibes. True growth and positive change come from acknowledging and addressing issues, not pretending they don't exist. 8. The exploitation of trust. The trust that good vibes people often inspire can be a double-edged sword. While it can lead to positive relationships, it can also be exploited by those with less than noble intentions. Because they seem so positive and trustworthy, you might be more likely to let your guard down around a good vibes person. You might share personal information more freely or be more willing to do favors for them. This trust can be used against you if the person has ulterior motives. For example, in a business context, a colleague who always exudes positivity might use their good vibes persona to gain your trust, only to take credit for your work or manipulate you into doing more than your fair share. In personal relationships, a good vibes person might use their apparent positivity to take advantage of your generosity, always asking for favors, but rarely reciprocating. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals who were perceived as trustworthy were more likely to be chosen for cooperative tasks, even when they had a history of exploitative behavior. This highlights how powerful the good vibes persona can be in gaining and potentially abusing trust. 9. The pressure to conform. Perhaps one of the most subtle yet pervasive dangers of the good vibes mentality is the pressure it can create to conform. When someone is always positive, it can make others feel like they need to match that energy, even when they're not feeling it. This pressure to conform can lead to a kind of emotional labor, where you feel compelled to put on a happy face even when you're struggling. Over time, this can be emotionally exhausting and lead to feelings of inauthenticity. Moreover, in group settings, the presence of a strong good vibes personality can stifle honest communication and diverse perspectives. People might hesitate to bring up concerns or disagreements for fear of being seen as negative or not a team player. Research in organizational psychology has shown that this kind of pressure for consensus can lead to poor decision-making. A classic study on groupthink found that groups that prioritize harmony over critical evaluation of alternative viewpoints often make flawed decisions. While positivity can be a wonderful trait, it's important to be aware of how it can be misused or misinterpreted. The next time you encounter someone radiating good vibes, take a moment to look beyond the surface. Are they genuinely positive, or are they using their apparent positivity as a tool for manipulation or avoidance? By being aware of these potential dangers, you can protect yourself while still appreciating genuine positivity when you encounter it. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.